as I've already posed to you, it is difficult to get the certifications as well as the climate pledge friendly badge. It is also difficult to make the stream of selling on Amazon and turning a side hustle into a big money maker, right? One of the biggest money makers on the planet when it comes to side hustles, and you can turn the side hustle into full-fledged business. It's difficult to get that done without some guidance, right? And I'm always telling my clients, it's something I figured out on my own over the years, and that is 3 things you got to have to make it happen, okay? And we're talking about, I mean, you're here watching this masterclass this week because you obviously wanted to know how to start an Amazon business, and you probably wanted to know how to do so and be climate friendly in your activities, right? To start making a difference on the planet, but to do so while making a butt ton of cash for you and your family, okay? That was the whole goal here. That's what I'm kind of here for this week, for you in these hours of training, okay? So, but the 3 components that I say drives every single, like you can look at any successful endeavor, any person who successfully launched a business, the 3 components that they have focused on and have kept with them all along are these 3 things. Mindset, okay? Map. You got to have a good map to go by. I introduced you to the Amazon Selling Blueprint a few days ago. And muscle, okay? The muscle is being able to take the actions that you need to do that your map is telling you to, being able to take the actions every single day to get it done, to get whatever goal that you're trying to accomplish, to get to that goal, okay? So the setting of the goal, what you're going to do, and how you're going to keep at it every single day without getting discouraged, that's the mindset. What you're going to do, that's the map, okay? What do I got to do to get there? And the muscle is how you're going to do it. The tools, the actions you're going to take, that's the muscle. Mindset, map, muscle, okay? And a little bonus training I just gave you. If you make sure you have all 3 of those things in every endeavor that you take on in life, and you will win, okay? As long as you've got those 3 dialed in and you keep them dialed in. Man, I've been amazed how over the years, just that mindset one, gosh, and I teach in this program you're seeing on the page here, the Amazon Selling Masters. I go through multiple lessons on mindset, okay? And especially how they pertain to forming and building an Amazon business, okay? So I'd like to introduce you now to that program that is my 6-month coaching program for people like you who may want to get their hand held through the process, okay? And become an Amazon selling master. Are you ready to become a master? You better be ready. If not, you're not ready to become a master, then just shut down the video right now, okay? Well, maybe just check it out. Maybe you can see what being a master, someday when you're ready to become a master, if you watch the next few minutes, you'll see, what it would take to become a master, okay? So maybe don't shut off the video yet. Of course, I don't want you to shut off the video, but also don't want you doing anything that you don't want to do or that it doesn't seem right for you. So if you're not wanting to master everything I just talked to you about in the last 4 days, and you don't want to hear about an awesome program, and I'm of course biased, but I've been told by many through their results and through their comments and their discussions with me in private and discussions with their families and everybody else, that this is a great program. If I don't want you to sit through this if it's something that's really not something you're looking for. Okay. All right. If you're not looking for help, then if you want to do it all yourself, then by all means. Okay. So I'd like to invite you to go to masterprivatelabel.com/masters, or you can scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to the a site that'll tell you all the information you need to know about the program, right? I'm going to go through some of it right now just to really get you tuned in, so you can hear from the guy himself. I'm the one who teaches this program. I coach through this program. And so I'm going to tell you what it's all about, okay? So stick around because I'm extending a huge bonus to those that do stick around, okay? So just bear with me through this. I'm going to share this awesomeness with you and what it would be what it's all about to become an Amazon selling master, and what it entails and what you get to learn and what you get out of it. But I'm going to give you a huge bonus at the end. And now, when I say huge bonus, I'm actually going to give you a bunch of bonuses, but then there's going to be a huge one at the very end. Only people who have tuned into the end of it, because the only way you can get it is if you tune in the end of it, right? Okay. Welcome to Amazon Selling Masters. You are embarking on a unique journey towards realizing your dreams of becoming one of a few Amazon selling masters. This program from Master Private Label was specifically designed for you, the willing and ready Amazon seller. Okay? So when I say on that page that it's a unique journey towards realizing your dreams, that's what this is all about. That's the whole purpose of my program. Okay? It's to help you get to your dreams. We actually, one of the first modules is all about determining what those dreams and what your goals with your Amazon business are, right? It's one of the things we dive into right out of the gates. After kind of some introduction, some foundational learning in my foundations module, then we go right into setting your goals, right? What are your goals? And we're going to match up everything we do from there on in the program with you reaching those goals. And we make them, not everybody has the same goal with their Amazon business. Some people want to come in here. And so if you are one of these people, then this program is for you. Okay. If you are somebody who's working a full-time day job and you're just looking for, you have a couple hours to burn in the evenings, when you're looking for some extra cash and maybe a potential for maybe someday having a big exit from Amazon, let's say, and being able to sell your business 5 years from now, right? But for now, you just want to earn a little bit of extra cash. You've got a little bit of a nest egg put away, like maybe you saved up a few bucks in cash, and you want to invest in a business for yourself, invest in you and your abilities to start a new business, a side hustle, as they're called nowadays, in the evening time, okay? This program would be for you. Maybe you're retired and you've done about all of the painting you can. You have reorganized your entire, 2 back rooms. You got a craft room now that you're totally putting to use, but you're kind of burnt out on quilting. Maybe you have an old list of old projects that you had made before you retired, and you've got those done, or you've crossed them off and said, I don't want to do those projects, but you want to supplement your income, or you want to have your own business bringing a passion project or bringing an earth-friendly product to market, then this program could be for you. Maybe you're like I was in 2014. You haven't just gone back to school after decades away. You finally finished your degree. You think you know what you wanted to do. You would know what you want to do with your life after you got out of college, after you got your degree, and you didn't. You got there and you didn't. And then all of a sudden you had a new family come along. All of a sudden you got married and you had a kid, and you realized it was going to be your only chance to be a dad. Okay. That's me in 2014 when my son was born. I immediately, started thinking about it, in 2013 when he was growing in the womb. I started thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a dad in charge of the future and the each and every day of this kid's well-being and of his life here on the planet. And I'm also in charge of the future of all of us who come thereafter, who he will impact or not impact. The ways that my kid gets to impact the world, some of that, that the foundation for that comes from me and my parenting of him. So it started to dawn on me really quickly. I was reminded of something I decided when I was a much younger person in my, in my teens, when I decided I wanted to have children someday, and I wanted to have children, and I wanted to be the best dad I could be. I knew that for decades. And then when I was 40, we had Kodiak, and then I really had to put it into action. But how was I going to do that? And I got to thinking as I was stuck over in a town an hour and a half drive from here for days on end, because that's where I worked at the university. I was not at home. It's really hard to raise a kid and be there for your family if you're not physically there. And that was me. I was physically elsewhere, And I wanted to be there with my family, and I definitely wanted to be there when my kid was born. And so I immediately had to figure out what I wanted to do as far as career goes. How was I going to make money? How was I going to support my family and be present? That's when I fell into, when the idea of this FBA business fell into my lap. My good friend Nate brought it to my attention on his iPad one day. And I'm like, what? FBA? I don't have to do any of that work. All I have to do is focus on the product and the brand, and Amazon handles the rest of it, and I make cash? Dude, I'm there. I am so there. And I can do this all from home. So that's, if you're that person, okay, if you're in that situation where you want to do things differently for your family, for you, and you're ready to take a leap, maybe you've got some money saved up, or you've got, maybe you've already got, a couple $100,000 you inherited from somebody. I don't know, but maybe you've already made the commitment in your mind to do things a different way. I don't want to work the day job anymore. I want to do something full-time for myself. That's not going to be full-time work. Okay. I don't want to trade my time for dollars. I don't want to work 40, 50 hours a week for somebody else and never get more than a $2 an hour raise every year. I don't want to buy into that old paradigm. I've talked about this in the past, and I have a video actually that explains my theory on this. But there's the old paradigm, which we operated on for hundreds of years, possibly thousands of years, right? If you depending on what culture you look at, where we would go work so many hours in the day and get paid so many dollars for each hour we worked. Okay, that's how my parents did it. That's how my grandparents did it. That's how a lot of people do it still today, right? About 97% of people in the United States work for somebody else. So there's that paradigm. And then, there's the new paradigm. And that started to take a shift in recent decades, but especially in recent years. Some of us are tired of working like that, right? It's like, I've always been a dreamer my whole life, and I've never liked that first paradigm. I've worked in it. And the longest career I had working that first paradigm, where I worked for somebody else, the longest career I ever had was about 4 years. I just couldn't deal. It did not jive with me. I eventually would find some way to move on to something else, right? I didn't know for the longest time that what was happening, but what was happening was, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay. I'm a guy who wants to solve problems for people and for the world. And in the process, do so and get rewarded based upon what I do, not how many hours I work. Okay. I want to call the shots. I want to be able to pick it up at whatever time of day I need to pick him up. I want to take Tuesday afternoons and go fishing with my kid. And I don't want to have to go check in with somebody else to get the time off, or have them tell me, which happens so often. No, you can't have that time off. You've already used all your time off for the year. You got 7 days this year to take off. 7 out of 365. Take out the weekends, 7 out of a couple hundred days you're working this week, we're going to let you take off. And you've already taken all those off. Now we get the other 193 days out of you. You can't take any more time off. The balance just never seemed right to me. It never seemed right to me. Maybe if you're working in some other country, or you're working for a good employer, because they are out there, then you're getting, 30 days off. Maybe you're getting 60 days off. Cool. Awesome. Fantastic. Maybe you're loving your day job. Cool. Awesome. Fantastic. But maybe, just maybe, you're like me, and you were like a square peg in a round hole every time you worked for somebody else. So if you are that guy, if you are that girl, that gal, then this program, Amazon Selling Masters, could be for you. Okay. I wanted to kind of clue everybody in as to who this could be for. All right. In case you were wondering. Okay. In case you were wondering. We walk through in the program. It takes about 6 months to go through the program, and you learn everything you need to know, and you do it all to get a brand off of the ground that is focused in on what you want it to be focused in on. You are choosing your ideal customer, and you've picked the niche, and you've now developed the products through, research, through data, and you've chosen, validated, and innovated products to go in that niche that are going to succeed, right? And you get to launch products at whatever speed you want to, right? Now, I say you should, launch whatever speed. I mean, like however many a year you want to go with. So if you're a part-time worker on this business and you're only working an hour or two a day, 10 hours a week, then, you could probably get your first 2 products out in the first year, right? If you're working full time, like I was when I first started here, I just dove head first in, but that's how I do things. I'm kind of weird that way and kind of crazy, and it can be very disastrous for short amounts of time. If you're diving in head first, you're working 60 hours a week to start on this thing, or 40 or 32, whatever, then you could launch, 3-4 products in your first year. And then you could go on to add, really dial things in that second year and really start crushing it quicker, right? So part-time, full-time, doesn't matter. This program guides you through how to do that, how to get to the end goal of having that brand of products that you're passionate about, that makes a difference on the planet, and that makes a difference to your family with a lot of money. Okay. Who am I and how can I help you? I welcome you to read this. Go to the Amazon, to the website, the link, the QR code. Read a little bit more about my story. I shared this early on in the masterclass, but this is a brief synopsis of that. And I just welcome you to go read it. I'm not going to go through that right now. But being my own boss was the key up there. And I kind of just explained where I came into selling on Amazon, right? If you want a little bit more of a personal touch on that, I might put up a video in the bonus section on the concierge page where I share heart to heart, kind of my story, my exact story of how I, all the details of how I came into selling on Amazon and how I came to be where I'm at today. I decided to share that. People asked me about it over the years, and I decided last March or so, I actually recorded it, and I might just put that up in the concierge page. So, all right, in the program, we go through in your next 26 weeks, from the point you start the program, I go through the Amazon Selling Blueprint. This is the results of my work over a decade, right? The Amazon Selling Blueprint is the 7 phases of selling on Amazon, selling your branded products on Amazon. Okay. Plan, research, source, then manufacture, then we list, we launch, and we scale. Okay. So you got to plan it out, and we got to research it, find those products, find that niche. We're going to source those products, and then we're going to manufacture those products. And then we make our listings and our images and write the copy and do the keyword research. And then we launch. Okay. We launch in a 4-phase launch approach. Very important. Launching is just not the day you launch and you're done. It's 6 to 8 weeks of focused, laid out ahead of time, a plan laid out ahead of time. It's a focused approach. Okay. And it coincides with the algorithm on the Amazon.com platform. We do everything by the book, and the book being the Amazon catalog. Okay. And that catalog is ran by the largest, what some would say probably the largest and most complicated and most secret algorithm on the planet that determines which products succeed and which ones don't. Okay. So we make our launch process, that 6th phase. In fact, everything leading up this is all based upon the algorithm and what it's going to like and what it's, what we need to do to provide it what it likes so we succeed. Everything is based on that. Okay. Especially in that launch phase. All right. In this coaching program, you will be guided through the Amazon Selling Blueprint. I have spent years and countless hours and dollars and tears to create. All right. So this blueprint here, you can see down there, those are the main modules, right? And they're the components under each phase. Okay. We will journey through the 7 phases of selling private label on Amazon, just as I explained. There they are. Okay. And we have our map, right? That's that first component I told you about, the map. Now, where's the muscle? Now, I told you a little while ago where the mindset comes from, and that actually comes from there in the plan phase. In the trainings that we go through, part of the plan phase is getting you tuned into the right mindset. Okay, so we deal with mindset early on. One of the first things we deal with is mindset. You can see that second in that lower right picture there, that second module down is all mindset. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lessons under mindset. All right. So that's that part of that map thing right there. Sorry, that's part of the mindset component of succeeding at this, selling on Amazon. All right. So we have our map. Now and we have our mindset. Now where's the muscle? All right. This program has 3 components that give us the muscle. Remember, the muscle is the how we're going to do this. How are you going to learn and how are you going to execute how are you going to learn how and how are you going to execute the starting of your Amazon business and the launching of your first product and your brand in a way that's climate friendly and hyper focused on the customers that you're wanting to provide for. Well, here it is. The program has the classroom, and it says, with decades in experience teaching and workshopping, your master coach will always present a focused but fun learning experience. And if you can attend live, catch the replay. If you can't attend live, catch the replay. So the classroom, the library, which is loaded with 7 collections based upon those phases, right, of selling, and hundreds of training videos and tools and worksheets and checklists and resources and on and on and on. The amount of all the tools you need, you're given in the library. And then finally, the community. I've been asked why I coach one-on-one and why I do the master's program, which has a group coaching component to it. And at first, I was reluctant to do the master's program style of group coaching, which every week, I'll just tell you that the classroom is a classroom, right? Just like when you go off to school, through grade school and on high school and college, you go to classrooms. You're not just learning with the teacher one-on-one. You're learning amongst a group of people. And I really, when I sunk my teeth into the fact that the extra things that come from the bonus learning that comes from being in a classroom setting or in a group setting, it almost outweighs one-on-one coaching. Now, I believe there's value in one-on-one coaching and classroom or group style coaching or learning, right? So the advantages of being in the classroom or the group is that as you're workshopping through your product idea or you're watching other people workshop through their product ideas, and by the way, everybody takes an oath and they swear on a Bible not to share that idea with anybody, and you'll learn as I teach you that being so worried about someone else stealing your product idea, if it's probably not something they're going to be passionate about as much as you are, and there's 355 million products in the catalog. You think that taking, one more of your idea is going to matter? No. And I've worked with thousands of sellers and their product ideas. I have never ran across 2 sellers who have either stolen an idea or are working on the same idea at the same time. I've found them that were working on similar ideas in similar subcategories within a niche, but never the exact product. And that is astounding to me because I've worked with tons of sellers and their product ideas. Okay. All right. So being able to workshop and hear a different perspective on your product and get input, that's something that can only happen in a classroom or a group setting, right? Getting to look at other people's products and things that they're working on and give your input on that, you get to help them. And in the process, you're actually getting a chance to teach them what you've already learned, which they've proven that when you teach something, it improves drastically that thing that you're teaching in your own learning mind, right? It helps you learn even more about it. And it helps you seal it in as making it being able to remember long term. So in other words, if I were to get with you on a call one-on-one and just talk at you to teach you about, looking on Etsy for a product idea, you would get some of that, right? and you would retain some of that, and you would remember, only the things that resonated with you at the time, and you'd have to go back and check the training video, and but if you're in a group and we're all talking about looking on Etsy for a product idea, and you've now watched, you're watching one of your fellow classmates, one of your fellow master students go through the process and looking at their niche on Etsy, and they're looking through finding a product idea, and you're able to come in and tune in and say, hey, might I add, hey, you know what? There's another niche that is a lot like this one, where you may be able to sell this same product over in that niche to those people as well. So you should probably go look in both those niches on Etsy. Just by bringing that out, and it comes out naturally because it's some knowledge you already have that you're bringing to the table, that you're bringing to the group. Just by bringing that to that person, then you're going to, what other niches should I be looking in when I'm looking at my product idea on Etsy? And my niche on Etsy, is there other sister niches to it that I can go find more product ideas in and find who my ideal audience, my customer is? That wouldn't have happened if you were just if I was just teaching you the materials and I was only sharing what I had to share in that given class period and in that given one-on-one coaching time. Okay. So there's advantages to the group model for sure that aren't in one-on-one coaching. Now, obviously in one-on-one coaching, there is the advantage of me being, you being able to work one-on-one with your coach and really get down to all the details, and you get all the time of your coach for whatever hour you're with it, right? You get their 100% focus. Well, what's cool about this program, and one of the bonuses, and a couple of the bonuses I'm going to give you, is that I give you both in this. You get one-on-one coaching and you get the group setting. Okay. So that's kind of the classroom. The library was the training and all the tools, and the community is where there's some community that happens in the classroom, but it also, the community, you don't have to go at it alone. You'll have a private Facebook community of peers. You'll also have a private community that's not on Facebook. I do it in Google groups, and you'll be able to contact and work with everybody in your group. For instance, an example of how working within the community really can help you is I had one of my group members recently, actually. He got a hold of me because he's able to contact me with any questions and get my help, my one-on-one help 6 days a week, right? 24/7 for 6 days a week, or 24/6, 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. I answer questions and help anybody in the group with whatever they got going on. He contacted me and says, hey, I've fallen behind a couple of weeks. I've got this major thing going on with my family. I have to do this thing. I've had to get it done, and I had to take on an extra job in order to make it happen. And so I'm tied up. I've been tied up. So I'm a little bit far behind. I'm a little ways behind the group. Is there any help for me? And I'm like, you should reach out to your community. In fact, you should reach out to this person in your community. Let's call her Gina. You should reach out to Gina and ask her, because she just finished that component that you're wanting help with. And I bet she could really help you. Bob, who was reaching out for help, actually contacted Gina, and Gina is now helping him. And I think he's even flipping her some bones, paying her a little bit of money, but she's getting to learn even more about how to help. I mean, how to do this thing that she's doing for Bob. She's sealing the deal with her learning on it, because she's getting to do it for him again. She did it for her own products, and now she's doing it for his, right? It's just a small piece in the process there. He's actually helping her. She's actually helping him find a supplier. Okay. Because it takes some work, takes some time, and takes some time late at night sometimes to find a supplier quickly. But anyway, she's helping with that. And so she's getting even better, honing her skills even more. So it's helping her, helping him catch up. It's a win-win. That can only happen in the community. I can't step in there and do extra for Bob. I don't have, the time. That's not my purpose. That's not my job. That's not what I should be doing for people. I connected him with Gina. That's what I'm here to do. Okay. So the community is a big part of this program. It should be a big part of any program that you're paying money for or that you're getting into. Okay. If you want a successful part of it. Yeah. I mean, if you want to be successful with it. Okay, so the classroom, right? The Amazon Selling Masters classroom. We do a weekly video call, and everybody participates in that video call that is there and present. Everybody, mics are on. Everybody can share a video if they want to. You don't have to share your face if you don't want to, but we can all share screens. We're all involved in this classroom experience. Weekly video call. Deep dive recap on the current lesson is you get like deeper recap from me, and a dive into the training that you may have watched the training videos for before coming to class. You get hot seats for coaching students on actual progress. So we may be looking at Bob's product that he has decided to go with, and he's validated, and I might be saying, okay, show me your validation on that. Let's make sure you've got it validated properly, and we get to all be a part of Bob showing us how he validated it. And if he gets stuck along the way, I help and the other classmates help, right? We got a live Q&A, obviously, after the teaching and after the hot seats. You get your action assignments handed down to you that will prepare you, whatever phase we're in, it gets you to the next stage, get you to the next level and the next class. Okay. The replay is always available within 24 hours, right? And so if you missed the classroom session, you can go watch it. Okay. Of course, you didn't get to be involved in the hot seats or the discussion or the live Q&A, but you can go watch it. Okay. So you can really be brought up to speed on whatever we're working on that week. It comes with a class notebook, right? And I use Microsoft OneNote. I've been using it for years. And the class notebook includes the call agendas, the class notes, checklists, and other resources, right? Okay. The community. We talked about the community, the community real quick. You can, and I kind of explained how the community helps, but you can ask questions of your peers. You become accountable, right? You can reach out to people and actually take on some accountability partners. I'm really happy and joyous every time we get on a new call and I hear about my students who have been working together in the community out of the classroom, right? They've been meeting after class. They've been having study sessions, It's kind of just like going to college. The ones who succeed the most are the ones who are getting together with their peers and their fellow classmates after class to prepare, to learn more, thoroughly what we're working on here. You get to become accountable, right? You get to reach out to your coach in the community. You get bonus opportunities, such as Gina's doing some things for Bob. I think she made a little bit of extra cash doing that, and she got to learn more, right? Selling your product. When it comes time to launch, you're going to need people to buy your product and give it reviews. And now, I'm not saying that we should be having anybody who's associated with us give us a review on our product, because that's against Amazon terms of service. You can't. Well, what's against terms of service is we can't give them incentives to leave us a review. Okay, so there's kind of some fragile ground that we're walking on there, but I guide you through all that, But you can ask anybody to buy your product, friends, family, anybody can buy your product. And to have extra people to ask to buy your product, believe you me, when it comes time to launch, the more people you can have buy your product at a certain time in a certain way, it helps you make the algorithm happy, and it helps your product succeed more. Okay. You can grow your email list, which can get you reviews, because there's things we can do to play on each other's groups of people, and that's all I'll say about that. Okay. You can stay up to date with Amazon news, right? In the community, you get to stay up to date with Amazon news, because I'm constantly posting things in the Facebook group, for instance, that are related to, new things that are going on in our industry. All right. That's the community. I talked about the classroom. Now the library. Okay. The library. This houses all of your training materials for the Amazon Selling Blueprint. Okay. Remember, we walk you through all of those 7 phases and all the modules and all the lessons underneath them. That's all part of the Amazon Selling Blueprint. The library houses all that training. Okay. There's new lessons added every week. I share tools like spreadsheets and checklists and sample docs. there is a lot of tools that go into there that I hand out. They come along with the right lessons along the way, and they're the tools that you use to get the job done, right? I got my PI, my product ideation and extraction workbook. We call it the PI workbook. That has everything to do with product research, okay? And I've got cool spreadsheets set up in there, and I make them easy for you. If the word spreadsheet makes you want to go and run away, don't worry. Okay, I've taken all the tough part away from you, so you don't have to worry about dealing with learning how to create or how to use a complicated spreadsheet. I keep it as simple as possible. That's why I created these tools over time, because I needed something that was simple for me to replicate and to have my people in my brand team to be able to do research and everything else that the workbooks help us do, that the tools help us do. I had to create those so other people could use them easily, right? Not just somebody who's good at spreadsheets. Okay, so don't worry, they're very useful, and they're a crucial part of the journey. Okay, so those tools are in there. Okay, so here's kind of the process of how the library, the classroom, and the community all kind of feed together, right? And it all starts with the Amazon Selling Blueprint in the upper blue bubble there on the upper left. And it depends just where you're at in the process. Depending on where you're at in the process, you watch weekly trainings in the library, and then you attend the weekly group call in the classroom, in which we're going to review the learning. We're going to have the hot seats, and we're going to assign homework. Okay, and it's the one on the bottom there. I can't see it through my gosh. I'm sorry, I can't see the bottom. There's this box over it. I can't see it. Hold on, let me see here. Give me a second. You guys take a drink of your tea, your water, your soda, your beer, whatever you're doing, wherever you're at. While I find my way to that slide without having to. Okay, so replay. Gosh, replay. All right, so review, hot seat, assign homework, and replay. You can watch the replay of the classroom if you don't make the live one, okay? All that kind of can be supported, but when you reach out to the community, you can watch the replay from the community, you can search the library, and you can ask your coach, right? Now, all that, the library and the classroom feed into taking action on your business. When you go through the lessons and then you go to the classroom, then you're being guided to take the proper action on your business for that week. Okay. This is not a high level, here's how you do it. Here's what it means to be an Amazon seller. Oh, here's the products that we found over here that this brand is doing so well with. Look at all the revenue they're making from this. Look at all the money you could be making with your Amazon business. No, this program is all about, here's what you got to do next. Here's how to do what you got to do next. And now here's an assignment where you're going to go do it next. Okay. And we string all those actions together through the program. You learn how to do them, and then you do them. String all that together, and at the end, you've got it all done. Okay, you have made it across the finish line with an awesome niche that you believe in, that's going to make a difference, full of fantastic products, data-driven, customer-approved, and audience-buying products that are going to grow your brand over time into the success-bringing entity that you are looking for it to be. Okay, this is all about taking action and making this happen. All right. Holy cow. There is no greater thing you can do with your life and your work than follow your passions in a way that serves the world and you. I shared this one before, and I share it again because, Richard Branson, he says it all right there, right? This goes back to knowing your why. Remember that? You got to know your why. That's where you got to start. That's the mindset starting place. All right. I cannot wait to dive in with you. Please be patient and visit the resources often, as you will notice new content arriving with each passing week. This is, if you get in the program, this is for you. Together, your Amazon brand becomes a reality. Build your brand and find your freedom. See you on the inside. All right. So do you want to get on the inside? Do you want to get in the program? Gosh, I've watched so many webinars through the years, and where they come out with their sales pitchy stuff. And when I was creating this masterclass, and especially the last half of this last day, where, dudes, this isn't sounding sales pitchy, because it can only be pitchy if someone's trying to make you do something that isn't the best idea for you, is not the best opportunity for you. So if this is sounding sales pitchy to you, and it sounds like it's a bunch of hype and a bunch of crap that you don't really need, then it probably should be, you should probably listen to that voice that's telling you that. Then this program is probably not right for you. Okay. Because what I'm doing here, and what I have to do, because my goal in life is to bring learning and action to people who I can help, right? To be able to make their way across the finish line and make their dreams come true for them, so they can have a better life on the planet. And so then they can in turn go out in the world and make the world a better place for me and for my family and my kids and my relatives and all my friends and all my peeps across the planet. I'm kind of selfishly motivated in this, but this is not about selling you something you don't need, right? This whole thing, and my whole Amazon Selling Masters program and the masterclass, is all about teaching you how to sell on Amazon and make a difference doing so, because I know what it can do for you as a person, and what it can do for our society, and what it can do for your family, and what it can ultimately do for all of us. It's my mission, and it's my dream, as well as my required purpose, that I have to bring this to you. Okay. I have to bring this to you. I had to create these programs because that's who I am, right? This is part of who I am, is making sure I do the best I can with the time I'm here, sharing what's worked for me and helping others accomplish some of the things that I have that have brought me the most joy. Okay. And I got to tell you, I'm about to finish this live stream here in a few minutes. It just happens to be a Sunday right now. Okay. And I'm going to go spend the rest of the day. Well, first I'm going to go get something to eat because I'm starving. Oh my gosh. I'm going to spend the rest of the day. I'm going to go have food probably with my kid and my grandkid. And then we're going to spend much of the rest of the day going fishing. And then tomorrow, Monday, I don't do any coaching calls at all on Mondays, folks. And I get to decide that, because this is all me. I get to call my own shots every day, right? And so if I get to call my own shots to get to do what I want to on Mondays, don't you think I'm getting to call my shots when it comes to what I'm bringing, what I'm choosing to spend all my time on and do all the training and do all of these slides to show you what I'm offering? Don't you think I got to choose to do all that? Do you really think I would choose to do anything that was pitchy or misleading or wasn't going to do what I say I'm going to do? Like, that just sounds like agony to me. And I know there's some folks out there that's what they're all about, and they don't even realize they're all about that, but they're just about making that dollar. Well, got to tell you folks, I would not be, I would be spending a lot more of my time growing my brands if it was about making money, right? It's not about making money for me. Yes, that's a fringe benefit of doing anything I do. And it's definitely a requirement of what I need to get done, so my family can have the lifestyle we want. And so I can spend those Mondays and those Sundays and those Tuesdays and those Decembers with my family, doing what I want to do when I want to do it. But money is not the driving factor here. It's making that difference and serving my purpose. That is. Okay. So that's my pitch on being pitchy. Hopefully this doesn't sound pitchy. If it does, maybe it's not for you. All right. Bonus time. If you sign up this week for Amazon Selling Masters, I'll give you these bonuses. Lifetime access to the MPL Academy. Support 6 days per week. Let me back up. Lifetime access to the MPL Academy. So what's the Academy, Patrick? Well, the Academy is a whole bunch more training videos, tools, how-tos, methodologies, resources. Over time, like, you're going to have the training library from the Masters program, right? You're going to have that. But over time, there's new things added to the academy. And there's a lot of things in the academy that aren't in the training program that are that you get access to. Okay, you get access when you sign up to the master's program, and then you continue to have access for life. Okay, bonus support 6 days per week. That means I'm here for you. I talked about that. We use project management system where I'm here for you 6 days per week. And like I said, we're using now Google Groups. If you were a one-on-one coaching client with me, you would be using Monday.com, which you may become a one-on-one coaching client of mine in addition to the master's program. That has happened, especially after the program is over. I've had some people had such great luck and great results from being in the program with me, and they launched their product and they're doing so well. They want to keep me in the loop. They want to keep working with me moving forward. And so you can either go through the group again, that could happen, or you can hire me one-on-one, work with me one-on-one. You could also just tune into my master classes and the Facebook community and the lifetime access to the MPL Academy, right? But you get support 6 days a week while you're in the program for the 6+ months. You can reach out to me with questions anytime, 6 days a week. You get bonus lifetime access to the training library. Okay, I'm going to give you that lifetime access. It doesn't just stop when the 6-month program is over. You're going to retain access to that. So you don't have to worry about downloading all this stuff, making copies and doing whatever. You're going to have continuous access to that into perpetuity, as they say, perpetually. And then lastly, bonus lifetime access to the recorded sessions as well. So you'll have access to those classroom sessions. So you get permanent access to the library, permanent access to the recorded sessions. Okay. All right. If that wasn't enough, do you want some special bonuses? These ones are special because they're brand new. Okay. They're brand new, and it's just because I'm feeling a bit extra generous, I decided to throw these in there as well today. This was actually created this morning before I got on the live stream here. Okay, these special bonuses, product, and actually they were created last night and then the master's program is up live right now. I sent an email out early this morning saying it was live, that you could check it out and you could actually get into the Amazon Selling Masters program. That was available a few hours ago, right? But these special bonuses were just created last night for this week. Okay. For this week. Product and niche evaluation call. Okay. Check this out. Prior to moving into the source phase and prior to you paying any cash out of pocket for your product, I will meet one-on-one over Zoom with you to review and perform a final analysis on your product idea. I'll provide final validation and innovative input for your product idea. Okay, just so you know, product research involves, planning, searching, validating, innovating. So I get on a call and we look at your product idea that you have determined that you think is good to go to move forward with. And I look at it and I validate it because I can do it quick and thoroughly. And things pop out to me because I've been doing this so long. I do an extra validation for you, and then I can really talk up. I can explain how I would go about innovating that product really quickly, assuming it validates first. You got to validate that it's worthy, and we validate on profitability, and demand. Okay, are people going to want it, and is it going to be profitable? That's what we got to really make sure it's happening, and also not too competitive. But if we innovate properly, there is no competition, right? Okay, so I get on a call with you one-on-one, and we go through all that. So we make sure before you go and start finding somebody to buy this product, to have them manufacture it, then you'll know ahead of time that it's good to go. Okay. Special bonus number 2, product listing review. Okay. When you're in the list phase, once you have your listing copy created, I will review for keyword and search term visibility, as well as for sales copywriting quality. All right. One of the most important things, in fact, the most important tangible component of a product on Amazon is its listing, which includes the images and the words, the title, the bullets, the description, or the A+ content. everything that the customer sees at all points along the buying process, that's crucial. Like 80% of the decisions of what's being bought on Amazon are made from just looking at the main image, right? So I get on a call with you, or I look at your product listing that you've come up with and your images, and I give you my input on it and let you know if they're 100% absolutely great to go. We don't want them good to go. We want them great to go. Okay. And the last special bonus there, another call, a pre-launch call. After your product is en route, but before arriving at Amazon, I will meet with you for a 30-minute strategy call to review and plan your launch phases in order for you to obtain maximum velocity and sales during the launch. Every niche and every product is different because their customers are different, right? And your launch needs to be geared towards a couple things, but it needs to match up with how many sales you need to be getting throughout that process, and which keywords need to be focused on within your sales, and what customers, where to find those customers, where to focus your attentions throughout each phase of the launch phases. And so each product is different. So that's why I'm giving this special bonus, because I find I've decided it's going to be very helpful for those who are going through the planning of their launch. Okay. So we get on a call and I help you with your launch phases ahead of time, before it happens, before you blow it. There's something called a honeymoon period when you're selling on Amazon. When you first launch a product, you have a honeymoon period of 30 to 45 days. And if you don't maximize sales during that time and do the best you can, once you pass that honeymoon period, if you've blown it and have only got a few sales, it is almost impossible to recuperate and to get your product up to the top of the search over time if you're not there after the honeymoon period. You got to get there early on. The algorithm gives you a break because you're brand new, right? So you've got to act fast and take advantage of that special advantage, the honeymoon period. You got to take advantage of that and get as many sales as you can in the right places to the right people. So that's what that call is all about, to help you make that happen.